Welcome, my name is Patrice, the.Patrice.Denise, and I am over here living a healthy, sustainable life, one day at a time, one step at a time. And that's what I stand for, living a sustainable life. Now, over the past couple of, I would say, weeks, I have noticed that I've been slipping just a little bit, and I have been getting confirmations that it's time to get back to the basics. If you're new here and any of this resonates with you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can join this community. If you're not new, thank you again for joining another one of my videos. This is more of a sit down video. I like to do the vlogs and, show my life here and there and what I'm doing in my journey called life. But this is a sit down video where we're just going to talk about getting back to the basics. Back to the basics on this health journey, back to the basics on controlling type 2 diabetes, because that's what I am about. That's what is helping me to really propel through this health journey, is making sure that my blood sugars are under control. I am on the medication mounjaro. Mounjaro is used to control blood sugars in type 2 diabetes. There is also Zepbound, which is the exact same medication as mounjaro, which is the tirzepatide. It is used for weight management. So I'm pretty sure you are familiar with mounjaro, Zepbound, tirzepatide, Ozempic, Wegovy, semaglutide, and those different GLP-1 names. But I am on mounjaro, and I have been on mounjaro now. Today is September the 9th that I am actually filming this. So I have been on mounjaro for almost 2 years. So we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary here in 2.5 months. Long time. I was previously on Ozempic prior to that, and I've been just trying to control and conquer type 2 diabetes for some time now. I feel now that I have gotten diabetes under control, and my A1C is in a range where I wanted to stay or even go lower. But with the use of mounjaro and with the use of these things that I know, tips and habits that I know work, I have been able to do that. But I feel that it's now time to get back to the basics. And sometimes in our lives, even in our professional lives, in our careers, and especially in our careers, we go through like different trainings, professional developments. And we do those trainings not just because we don't know how to do the job. We go to get a refresher to help us to, learn new ways or bring things back to our remembrance, and for us to propel and move forward. I believe we need to do that as well in our personal lives. That's why I love different books and self-care books, different things like that. I love to dive deep into those type of things for self-care, for my personal journey in life. I like that for my spiritual journey. Even in finances, you read different things as you're going through your financial journey. So why not do it with our health journey? So I just, was reading some things the other day, and I said, yeah, it's time to get back to the basics. Time to get back to what I know works and to remind myself of what those things are. So I'm just going to go through some things, and as I go through these different ways to help me to control diabetes, I'm going to talk about, have I been doing those things lately, what I need to do moving forward, and so forth. And if you have any other ways or suggestions that will help us with controlling diabetes, be sure to leave it in the comments below so that others who come across this video will be able to see those comments and continue to move forward as well. So number one, the number one way to control diabetes, the number one way to live a healthy life is to eat healthy. I know, we all know that's the number one way, is eating healthy. Choosing foods that are low in sugar, choosing foods that are low in saturated fat, choosing foods that are lower in calories, or that fit into the amount of calories that you would like to have per day. So also choosing foods that, if you're needing to lower salt, choosing foods that are lower in salt if you have blood pressure issues, or you hold on to fluids and things like that, heart issues. Choosing foods that are lower in salt help us as well. Eating more fruits and vegetables, that helps us as well. Eating those different lean meats such as chicken, turkey, fish, and especially avoiding those foods that are high in sugar, that are higher in salt, and then including foods that are higher in fiber, because that's going to help us with our digestion. But I know all that. Right? Now, have I been doing that? Have I been avoiding those carbs and those breads and those pastas and those desserts? Well, I can sit back and say, and like I say, I'm going to go through all these, and all these kind of correlate, because when one, it's like a domino effect. But we'll get to it. But no, I have not. I need to get back to the basics. I need to get back to choosing healthier foods, choosing options and making options available. That's the thing, making those options available to choose. So I need to go grocery shopping. Check out the next vlog, because I definitely will be going grocery shopping. But I need to have those options available, because how am I going to eat it if they're not available? But I need to focus back on my nutrition. But I need to make those things available. I need to have in my fridge, I need to have foods that are fruits and vegetables, and foods that are lower in calorie, lower in sugar. But yes, eating healthy is the number one way to control diabetes. Exercising is another way to control blood sugar. Regular physical activity can help to burn off that glucose, burn off that sugar. It helps to improve your metabolism. So we need to get in at least 150 minutes of cardiovascular exercise per week. Breaking that up into how you feel. I feel that I do that. Now, this past weekend, with my schedule, I did not exercise Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm trying to even think, did I do anything Thursday? I can't remember. But I can definitely tell my blood sugars increase when I do not do my cardiovascular exercise, when I don't do cardio. And I'm going to put my blood sugars up here, wherever they go. But these are my blood sugars for the last, I think, 4 days. And it started out low, and then they started creeping up. And I can tell, one, because of my lack of exercise, as well as two, because of what I was ingesting. So now these numbers are not like way off the charts, but I can tell there was an increase in my blood sugars. And these are my fasting blood sugars. There was an increase in my blood sugars because it correlated with what I was intaking, going back to eating healthy, as well as the lack of exercise that I had, the lack of movement. So eating healthy and movement helps to control blood sugars and type 2 diabetes. Now, like I said, I am on the medication Mounjaro. I did my last injection on Sunday, September the 1st. And this today, like I said, is the 9th. So the first two blood sugars, I believe, were in the 7-day range of that injection. Now, I do spread my injections out to every 14 days. Definitely check with your provider, or to consult with your provider before making any changes on how you use your medication. But I do it now because I am self-proclaimed in maintenance mode, and I have been doing this for, I would say, about the 14 days. I've been doing that since July, or was it August? Maybe July. I think it was July. And before that, I would spread it out to every 10 days. And that, I know I've been doing that for at least 6 months now. And my A1C, because I did get my A1C checked randomly here about a month ago, was okay. My A1C didn't change, and prior to that, my A1C with my primary care provider was still in a good range. So me stretching it out is okay, but I need to make sure I'm getting back to the basics and not drifting away, because if I do, then that's going to affect my blood sugars, which will in turn affect my A1C, and I want my A1C to stay within the normal range. So getting back to the basics again. All right, so exercise, eating healthy and exercise. Another way to help control blood sugars and type 2 diabetes is by tracking. And for me, that's where I sometimes struggle with tracking my food. Now, I was doing really good with tracking my food when I was in this program called the Fit Family Project program with my daughter. And they had us tracking our food, and we had to, show it to our coach. That was that accountability piece. So another thing, I'm just going to plug it in right now. Having an accountability partner and you guys are my accountability partner, and that's, and I appreciate that. But having the accountability partner to report back to helps you as well on any journey that you're on. So tracking your blood sugar. So I had gotten away from doing my blood sugar every day. I was doing it every couple days, and it was fine. But as a domino effect occurred, and my eating wasn't like it should be, as my exercising, my exercise, I believe I enjoy exercising. Well, at least I enjoy cardio. I do enjoy strength training as well, but I enjoy cardio more than strength training. My exercise wasn't off that much, but the eating part, yes. So I believe by me not tracking my blood sugars as often as I used to, because I used to track my blood sugars every day. For 2023, yes, 2023, I tracked my blood sugars every single day except for 1 week, and I believe that helped me because you can see it. You can see it. Okay, it's good today. I want to eat what I should eat today so that it'll be good tomorrow, and blah 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 blah. And plus, I was still doing my mounjaro every week at that point. But nonetheless, even at the beginning of this year, I was still tracking every day, or taking my blood sugars every day. So I feel that now I've done it for the past 4 days. I want to do it more consistently. So even if I don't do it every day, because again, talk with your doctor about how they want you to check your blood sugars, or how many times they want you to check your blood sugars throughout the day. Even if I don't do it every day, I need to be more consistent with doing it maybe every other day or every 2 days or something like that, just to keep track and get a hold on if it is starting to creep up. And then also keeping track of your food, like I said, your food intake, your drink intake, your physical activity. And then also we have a community member, Darian. He suggested, or he asked me, do I track or do I journal this GLP-1 journey? And I was like, you know what, I don't. I mean, by sharing it with you guys, I've been tracking it, but actually like writing it out or journaling it out. So maybe even tracking where you inject your mounjaro if you're on a GLP-1, where you inject that GLP-1. If you inject in the arm, the leg, the stomach, where do you inject it that week, and what happened, what side effects did you notice that week, and how many pounds did you lose that week or gain that week, or whatever the case may be. So just tracking those different measurements, track your measurements if you're trying to lose inches and things like that. Tracking and keeping a journal of those things will help you to see it, and then will help you to pivot and make changes as needed. So that's a good idea, Darian. Great idea. Drinking my water. So drinking my water. I noticed in the last couple of weeks, and we'll talk about the last couple of weeks here in a second, but I've noticed the last couple of weeks I have not, and when I look back, I was like, you know what, you kind of slowed down on your drinking your water. I used to drink 2 of my tumblers, my 40-ounce tumblers, and then some days I will even drink 3. And here lately, some days I'm only drinking 1. And so I'm like, what's going on? So I need to get back to drinking my water. Drinking water helps with replacing that soda, that juice. And I don't drink soda or juice. It's just that I haven't been drinking anything. But yes, definitely limit your soda, limit your juice, limit anything that has a lot of sugar, any drink that has a lot of sugar in it, limit those and replace it with water, and that will help with controlling your blood sugars. But I know that I need to get back to drinking more water. I want to drink at least 80 ounces a day, and I am going to get back to that, back to my basics. So the next point, or the next way to help with controlling your blood sugars, is to get some sleep. Get an adequate amount of sleep so that you're not tired, so that you can do the exercise, so that you can think clearly. It helps also in turn with your blood sugars. And then this last one, I think this one had the most effect on me and made me realize, okay, you need to get back to the basics. What's going on? Look at what you got going on, and we need to get back to the basics. Reducing stress. First of all, your cortisol levels will increase your glucose levels. So if you're under a lot of stress, that hormone, that cortisol, will increase, and that will in turn increase your blood glucose levels. And we got to find ways to reduce stress. For me, I was just doing too much. Doing too much. And being busy. Recently I went to a conference here the other day, and one of the speakers, she talked about back to the basics. That was her whole presentation, is getting back to the basics. I was like, okay, confirmation right there again, because I had just posted a video, a vlog, and I said I need to get back to the basics. And here she said back to the basics. I was like, okay, back to the basics. I got to get back to the basics, but doing too much. I had to actually sit down, and I said that in my previous vlog, and write down all the things that I needed to get done. And all the things I needed to get done had nothing to do with me personally. It was for other people. And on top of me working that PRN job and transitioning out of it, in order to move on to another PRN job, which I enjoy, and I'm loving that. All that time and all that busyness was affecting my stress level, which was in turn, I wasn't eating right because I was just picking things up here and there. I hadn't grocery shopped, which I'm about to do today. I hadn't gone grocery shopping. We didn't have proper things in here to eat. So guess what we were doing? We were getting things from fast food places. We were getting things from just local restaurants. We were not cooking properly. We were not getting back to our basics. We were not looking at the basics foundation that we know works, and we had strayed from it. I'm saying we because what I do affects my family, right? Right. So, and that probably had something to do with me not drinking enough water because I was too busy to even drink the water. And then get enough sleep. That also, domino effect. Being too busy, doing different things, stressing. I wouldn't say really stressing, but the stress load of it all, doing two different things, not getting enough sleep. So back to the basics. So what I plan to do here now is I'm not putting myself in a box or anything, but I'm going to get back and focus on my eating habits, drinking my water. I'm going to continue to exercise and also making sure I do that strength training in a couple days a week. I'm going to, y'all know how I feel. I'm going to get back to tracking. Get back to tracking my intake. Now that I'm not in that program no more, though, I need to find another way to maybe my Fitness Pal. But I don't want to pay for the subscription because that's a part of my financial journey. I'm not paying for things I don't need. I'm paying for a lot of subscriptions. We'll get back to that one. But I am going to continue to look at what I'm eating. I'm going to, maybe I'll just write it down in a journal. It's easy as that, writing it down in a journal. So you don't have to have formal things all the time, you know. I'm going to look at maybe starting to journal my GLP-1 journey. I'm not sure how that's going to look just yet. I'm going to check my blood sugars. If I don't check it every day, at least 3 times a week. So that'd be like every other day. Right? Okay. Or every 2 days. I'm going to make sure I get my sleep in. And I'm going to make myself less busy. And being less busy will help me to be more intentional on my self-improvement books, my audiobook that I did finish that one audiobook. Speaking of audiobook, I did finish that one audiobook by Crystal Evans Hurst. And what was the name of it? It was She's Still There. And great book. She's Still There by Crystal Evans Hurst. The last couple chapters, she was talking about comparison. She was talking about having a good community. Thank you, guys. And she was talking about being true to yourself. All this leads me back to the basics. So I'm going to reduce stress. Like I said, reducing stress. So I'm going to be having more time to pour back into myself, basically. So, yeah. So what are some ways that you can get back to the basics in this journey, our health journey, whatever journey you're on? Put in the comments below so that others can see and that can help maybe resonate with them and that may spark something in them to get back to the basics. Because we all need sometimes we all need that refresher. Sometimes we all need that reminder. We know what we should be doing. We know exactly what we should. I see that all the time in my profession when I'm talking to, I'm a nurse, a care coordinator, and when I'm talking to people and, I remind them of just different things that they should be doing for their health. That's why, like I said, I can't tell them what to do, and I'm not doing it. But I remind them of what things that they should be doing for their health, and they tell me all the time. I know that I'm supposed to be doing that. I know we know what we're supposed to do, but sometimes we just neglect to do it, or we just need a reminder or a push to do it. And this is my reminder to myself to get back to the basics, and hopefully this has resonated with you and reminded you that yes, it's time to get back to the basics. You don't have to make it sophisticated, you don't have to make it formal, you don't have to make it extravagant. Just getting back to the basics: eating healthy, drinking more water, exercising, reducing stress, getting more sleep, keeping track of what you're doing, all of that. And with that, I'm pretty sure by incorporating all of that, you will see your blood sugars go down. You will see your just health improve overall. Thank you guys for joining me for another one of my videos, and stay tuned for more. I'm about to go to the grocery store, so stay tuned for that vlog, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys, and God bless.